Hi guys, welcome to Let's Talk Old School. How are your days? How did you guys do at work? Did you have a good time at work? Did you have a good time at school? Anywho, I have some clips and things I'm going to be sharing with you, video clips for a couple people who were talking about, just different things back in the day. Also, I want to talk about everything. Like, there's so much to catch up on. Like, I was sharing with my coworker now today. Okay, like not my coworker now, but I was sharing with a friend because I don't want to say coworker. So I was sharing with a friend, and we were talking about how we were in school. Okay, and I was terrible in school. Like I was such a class clown. I got bad grades. I was suspended most of the time. I got suspended, but I have friends that actually stayed in school every day. Right, did their job, did their work, very obedient in the class or whatever. So when I say I was talking to a friend, the friend was like, I kind of see it in you. Like, I could tell you were bad. And when people tell me that, I was like, what do y'all actually see? They always say, oh, I could tell you were bad. I could tell you were bad. It's like, what? What are you looking at that make you think I was bad? So it came into reality that yes, it does show on my demeanor and the way I speak and the way I approach people. It does come off that I used to have a challenging childhood. I don't know. But I kind of peeped it out today because a parent was asking me, they were speaking Spanish and they was like, do you know Spanish? And I'm like, no, took it at college, whatever, whatever. And they was like, you never went back to, I said, no. Oh, I wasn't interested in taking Spanish. Okay. So I didn't get to take any language classes. So when I got to 11th grade and 12th grade, they withdrew me from school because I wasn't doing nothing. It's like, you're a waste of time. You're not doing anything here. We got other people that can actually enroll that will actually do something. So we're going to withdraw you. So what they did withdraw me from school during this time that I'm telling you that I should have been learning, but I wasn't because I wasn't doing my job. I wasn't doing my work. So when they took me out of school, they didn't just withdraw me or whatever. The counselor called me inside her office and was basically like, "Do you want to go to Job Corps?" And I was like, "What is that?" So she explained to me. She was like, "Job Corps is like you can go there for a trade. It's a trade school, or you can go there and get your GED." She's like, because that's going to help you learn, stuff you didn't learn while you were here. And if you go take the plane to West Virginia, because that's where I had to go to West Virginia, and it will see how much it changes your life. That's what she was telling me. So I go and say yes. So remind you, they withdraw me from school in April. Okay, school is out. They graduated the time that I was in school. They graduated in June, right? I was in By May 1st, I was in West Virginia. They had already flew me out there. So I didn't get to graduate. I didn't get to go see my friends graduate, none of that because I was in West Virginia, right? I was at Job Corps, and when you go to Job Corps, you have to choose a trade. And I wanted to get out of Job Corps fast. Like I didn't want to be there for a year or two or whatever. So I met this girl that actually was one of my roommates because it's 4 beds in a room. Then you could get a bedroom with 2 beds, right? It's 4 beds in the room. And two of the roommates, one was there maybe like 3 days or something. She like left. I met her and she was only there for like a week and then she left. The other two, one got terminated. And so I ended up being like the original roommate because those two left and they had an extra bed left. So, and like 2 months, because every week, every Tuesday, a new person came. And like in 2 months, we had a full bedroom. I mean, full. dorm room, right? And we all like linked up. Like we would sit up at night and just talk. Like we just it's just the linking that we had. You know, we bonded. We all bonded, and because we was able to choose who we wanted in our room once we came back from vacation, right? So we all chose to go in that one room, and we bonded. Like we all bonded, right? So what was crazy is that I became like best friends with one of my roommates, and she knew a lot of stuff. It's like she was just that girl. Like she had like a swag about her, you know? So like it was I don't know how to explain it, but she was from DC, and she the one taught me like how to speak my mind. Y'all ever be around me now and how I am now? I wasn't always like this. Like I wasn't always like just speaking like I speak now, right? But she taught me that. I watched her and people respected her. I was like, damn, that's like nice, right? So she was like, yeah, it's like you are entitled to say whatever you want to say. Nobody stop you from, being you. Don't let nobody take that away from you. So it kind of grew on me. So when I left Job Corps, because I ended up getting terminated again, remind you, I got kicked out of CC Williams because they withdrew me. They withdrew me or withdraw me, whatever the word. And then I get terminated from Job Corps because I got in a fight. And I got in a fight because of this roommate that I'm telling you about. Because she came back and told me some stuff that this girl was saying. Remind you, I'm like 18, 19. I think I was 18, 19 years old. So I'm still young minded and dumb, She came back and told me what this girl said. And I didn't really care at the moment because I was like, I don't really know that girl that well. Because the girl had beef with my roommate, but she is almost like back in the day, it was like whoever you roll with, that's they coming for you off. That's how it was. I guess the girl was like flirtatious or something with my friend, my roommate, boyfriend. I don't know. But I'm about to laugh because we were kind of like in this Job Corps game. We considered like it wasn't a game, but we had this. It was considered a gang. I don't know, but it was at Job Corps. It wasn't like we were on the streets, like punking people or everything happened on a campus, and the, it was called that we were called like TBFL. So like all the members got like TBFL here. It was TB. I'm about to tell y'all what it means, but TBFL. They all got their TBFL tattooed here, right? And I wrote mine because I don't like needles and I didn't like want nobody to tattoo me. I feel like it was a childhood thing. So I don't want nothing permanent there. So I wrote TBFL there. So TBFL standing for Thug Bitches for Life, right? And yeah, it's kind of funny because it's not like we had a leader, but it was her idea. Not my roommate friend, but another friend of ours. And she was the one that was putting everything in place. So we all were on the first floor. Anytime you on the first floor, like in a dorm, first floor against second floor. That's just how it went. So our games they happen like first floor against second floor. When I go back and when they say literally when you go back and look at stuff and you can laugh, that's no lie. You can laugh because everything that I'm saying right now, I'm like, how ridiculous were we? Like we were ridiculous. We were ridiculous. But that girl, like, she had something like she wanted her man or whatever, and they didn't like each other. So the girl, she talked about me. She talked about everybody who was part of that, the TBFL. She talked about it, and she was like, "Well, I'm going to say this. I don't give a fuck who rolled with so and so, whatever that, whatever. Anybody can get it." Remind you, okay, I don't know what's going on. I just know what's told to me, right? I don't know what's going on. I just know what's being told to me. So I'm like, this chick talk a lot of shit, right? You don't know me like that. You talk a lot. You talk a lot of shit. You don't know me like that. And I took upon myself saying, when you hang around people that's from DC, they just like they want it, right? They ain't playing. They ain't playing around, right? I had about 4 people that I roll with from DC. But when I tell you that they didn't fuck around, it was legit that way. They didn't mess around. Nobody sugarcoated. Okay, so that's another reason why I learned how to be who I am. Like I ain't about to talk behind your back. I'm gonna tell you dead to your face how I feel, right? So the girl, all right, I didn't look for her. I didn't approach her. Yeah, I knew you had beef with me. I mean, whatever, right? You got beef with my friend, but you only dragging us in it because you got beef with my friend, right? That's how they roll back in the day. So I get in the cafeteria because it was time for I want to say it was dinner time. I want to say it was between lunchtime and dinner time. But she was in the line, and my roommate was like, "There she go right there." You know how like on Boys in the Hood, they're like, "There they go right there." That's what she said to me. She's like, "She right there." Like, okay. Like, she talked behind my back. So she really got something to say. She come say it to my face. I'm not about to approach her because she just not. She's not a challenge for me. She's not a challenge for me, right? So the I'm gonna say this. My friend, my roommate, it's like, okay, I got this. She walks over there and she's like, yo, you talk about because they called me Cheeks. Nobody called me Nina over there. Nobody called me that. That's my name was completely Cheeks and while I was at Job Corps. And my roommate went over there and was like, yo, you talking about Cheeks? Because she's right there. Like she said you come see her if you got I was like, I didn't say that. Like I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that. I said if she talked behind my back, she could talk about I didn't tell her I didn't invite her to come see me. I was just saying out loud, I'm not going to her. So my roommate instigated that. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. So she was just like, all I heard was F that bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. None of y'all can see me. Whatever, right? I was like, okay, cool. I'm not, this chick ain't worth my time, right? I'm like, I'm not about to give it no energy. But V came back. She was like, she lied. She's like, she called your mom a bitch. I was like, what? I was like, see that back in the day, like you calling our parents out of their names and stuff. We really took that to heart back in the day. Like, what? You say what about my mama? You say what about you go fight, right? But like today, parents looking at us like, I ain't phased by them kids, they ain't phased by it, so it's like you just be whatever. But back in the day, you're like, you can talk with my mom, right? So I didn't even approach her. I just instantly walked up there and punched this girl dead in her face. Like I just did it. I don't know what made me do it, but I just did it. Like I just walked up there and I punched her in her face. And I was like, you got me fucked up. You don't talk about my mom because you don't know nothing about my mom. You don't even know nothing about me. So why you talking about my mom? Right? So you're not doing that. We're not doing that. Right? So I hit this chick in her face. She dropped her tray. We got to fighting. Like her food fell on the floor. So we're fighting, but we're like slipping and sliding in the food. So we're like fighting, and I'm like jabbing her in her face, like I'm just hitting her. And that's when I realized, I kind of learned, I knew how to fight. I know how to fight. I was like, I can fight. I just beat this bitch's ass because you talked about my mom. And it wasn't that serious back in the day. Like I said, it wasn't that serious. But it was the factor that you listening to hearsay and then you're talking all this. I didn't even come to you. Like I didn't even walk up there to you. My roommate did. So why you coming for me? So, oh my God, I wish everybody who was involved could be right here right now and talk to me on this podcast. I am so tempted to reach out to a couple of Job Corps friends right now because we can share some witty stories, you guys. I am going to reach out to them because I want to start doing that. But we can reach out. So anyway, we got to fighting. Security showed up, broke us up. Security guard, he's been after me for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all why. But this is his opportunity. He was happy because he's like, oh, I ain't even giving you no warning. You going home. This is it. You're terminated. I'm not even giving you no, because he been coming for me for the longest. Like he been wanting to get me terminated for the longest. Okay, I guess he felt like I was some troublemaker there or whatever. But I can tell y'all why he came for me. I got reasons, but he could wait. He was like, nope, come on. They took us to the office. He's like, nope, you terminated. Ain't nothing around it. I was like, okay, it's no problem, whatever, right? So I got my stuff. And he was like, nope, we're gonna mail your stuff. I said, nah, y'all gonna give me my stuff. You think you gonna mail my stuff? What do you mean? No, you gonna give me my stuff. So I took one suitcase home, everything else, they was like they had to mail it because they couldn't pay for the bags or the thing. And I never got my stuff. My brother, when he was a kid, there was a tape that I used to listen to because my mom sent it to me so I could listen to it because I was away from him for a long time in Job Corps. He was a baby. Like, he wasn't a baby, he was a toddler, and his little voice, because I used to listen to it just to keep myself, together there. They didn't even send that shit back. Like, I don't have it. My brother is now 30, he's 35. So it's like, what? So whatever. Anyway, so long story short, I went to Job Corps and I got terminated, but that's what happened. I got to fighting. And later on, they let her come back to Job Corps, right? So they said I could dispute it. So I tried to dispute it because I didn't want to really come back home yet. I wasn't ready. But when I tried to dispute it, they was like, no, because she was pregnant. You fought a pregnant girl. I was like, who the hell knew she was pregnant? She talking all this shit. You're pregnant. You about to be somebody's mom, and you're talking all this shit. Like you're talking a lot of shit. So how was I supposed to know she was pregnant? She wasn't showing. She didn't never announce that she was pregnant. Nothing. So how would I know, so I didn't make her lose her baby. We ain't gonna get too deep with that. She apparently still had the baby and everything. The child probably like 22, 23 years old now. I don't know. But this is such a long time ago. I was just like, what the hell? And I can't believe I got in a fight. Like, I was like, because somebody talking about your mom, right? So now here I am, terminated. No GED. Only thing I completed was my food service. But I had no GED. The purpose of me going to Job Corps was to get my GED, and I never got it because I was terminated. Okay, that's one. Second story, the reason why the security guard was after me a lot because I piss for everybody. I wasn't a smoker. I wasn't a weed smoker, okay? But I was a pisser. Is that a word? No, it's not. But I did. I peed for everybody so that daddy wouldn't get terminated. And he knew it, but he didn't know how to bust me for it, right? So he was eyeballing me for everything, right? So this one particular day, because I had this coat. Oh, matter of fact, my friend gave me this coat. I gotta tell her too. I had this coat, this black coat that looked like, you remember triple fat gooses? Well, this coat looked like a triple fat goose. It's a thick black coat, right? It was thick, right? And you could stick anything in that coat. So when we got back, we get passes to go downtown. So like you could be on gold, you could be on bronze, silver, or red, right? I stayed on red flag. I stayed on red because red is just okay. So gold is you get to go off campus from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Nobody can go off Sunday because that's when we have dorm meetings. So nobody went off campus on Sundays and Mondays. No, you go off campus Sundays. You just can't go off on Mondays. So Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday, Sunday. You could go off for 6 days. When you got go, when you on silver, you only go off from Wednesday. Sunday. And then when you're on bronze, you only go off from Thursday to Sunday, right? And when you are red, you only go off on Saturdays. You only get a Saturday off. I thought that was cute the way they did it. Now that I'm grown, it kind of makes sense. But back in the day, I was like, why are we being punished? We're grown. We're all adults here. Why are we being punished? But anyway, so we came back on campus. I had this cool ass roommate. Like she was not not the one who started. It was another roommate. She wasn't my roommate. She was my dorm mate. Let me say that. She was across the excuse me. She was across the hallway in the room across from us. So we came and somebody had already snitched and said they coming back with alcohol, right? Told the security guard. So he on deck waiting. Somebody who came on the first we get trips, first bus, second bus, third bus, whatever. So we had this hater that I guess she was just mad with her life, but she told the security guard the next group that's getting ready to come up, which was us. It was us. It was about 14 of us. And she was like, "Oh, they're coming back with alcohol. They bought alcohol." I was like, "What? This is crazy." So he was already aware, and he asked her who all got the alcohol. My name came up, like a roommate's name came up. It was like a lot of us. Even one of the ones that came up, she don't get in no trouble. So they was waiting on her. They was shocked because they was like, "I know this one person ain't bringing alcohol, and she don't get in trouble for nothing." So he was waiting, man. The one name that didn't come up is the cool mate, the one I told you about, the dorm mate. Her name didn't come up. So I passed her my alcohol. Like I gave it to her. I said, take it. So as soon as we walk in, he said, line up against the wall, put your hands up. It's like, what? Like for what? He said, put your hands up. I need to I need to check. It's like, okay. So he's like, just check it. Take your jacket off. Shake the jacket. I'm like, what you looking for? What are you looking for? Like I played so innocent. Like I didn't have shit. Like, no, what are you looking for? So he was like, take your jacket off. He's like, lift your pants legs up. Everything. Lift my pants legs up, took my jacket off, everything, nothing. So he just standing there. He's like, I'm going to get you. I know you got something. I'm going to get you. I was like, what? What are you talking about? I ain't got jack. Like, what are you talking about? So he's like, all right, go back. Go ahead. So they let me go. Got to the dorm room, knocked on my friend's door. She was like, yeah, you good? And I was like, yeah. So she gave it to me. And I put the alcohol in my closet. And which was a stupid idea, but they didn't come check, whatever. But because he couldn't, I mean, it's no reason he didn't find anything on me. So the other two girls, he was checking, whatever. I don't know what they did with theirs, whatever. But they came to they was like, yo, how you get past with the alcohol, whatever. And I was like, I gave mine to somebody. I ain't say who. I just like I gave mine to somebody. So I got past. And so we was drinking the alcohol and you know, I say about because that was like a Friday, right? That was like a Friday. No, that was a Saturday. That was Saturday. So we have dances. So when we got back on campus, the dance always started like it was like 7 to 11 or something, or 8 to 11. So we went to the dance. We all like tipsy, right? So one of our friends, like she was drunk, like she was so drunk, she almost got us caught up because she stopped breathing. Like she stopped breathing, but she fainted. Like she was tripping, and she fainted or something. And because she kept yelling, I can't breathe." And so we were like sit her down and stuff. She was tripping. So we was like, damn, she a hot box. So we all just like, okay, okay. But she finally got up. She was good. And I know she didn't almost die or anything. She just was paranoid. I think she was just like her first time drinking. I think she was paranoid, more paranoid than like she kept saying she can't breathe. It was basically like she's acting paranoid. It wasn't like she's dying, that kind of stuff. So that before I sound like I'm harsh, but no, that's what it was. Well, anyway, she got up and then she started back dancing. So like nothing happened. So we all were just in there. So they got to talking about that, and it just got really, really. brutal like the next day because so much started happening and like because of the alcohol and stuff that night. And he was like he called like five of us back in the office. I mean back in the security. He was like, I heard y'all was drinking. And I know y'all bring alcohol in this thing. He said, so y'all gotta take this breathalyzer. He made us take a breathalyzer like the next day. I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? So he was like, you first. I was like, the hell, like, why you keep coming for me? Like, you first. So I put the breathalyzer. That joke was like that much. It wasn't even like this. It was like that much. And he was like, it's showing like 1 point something, like you did have alcohol in your system like last night or something. I said, I don't know why I said that. I said, I took a Benadryl because you could tell, you could take that the way their breathalyzer was, they had breathalyzer and then they had stuff that you could check your weed, like to make sure your system clean with weed or whatever. So I was like, nah. That's I had Benadryl. I don't know what you said. I don't know why that worked, but I was like, I had Benadryl, so he ain't have nothing on me. But I tell you what, the moments that he thought he had me, he didn't have me. But when I got in that fight, oh, that man had terminated me so fast. I'm like, you were just so ready for me to go. I mean, you was so ready for me to go. And so when I was at Job Corps, like I just did a lot. Like it was bad. I hung out with DC people, and it kind of like toughened me up a little bit because when I got back to Virginia from Job Corps, like I was having issues with my mom. I was having issues with my family. I was having issues with my friends. Like I wasn't who I was when I left. So when I got back, and everybody's like, what's going on with her? Like you know, it's like she don't care about whatever. My whole demeanor was just changed. But I learned from it. You learn a lot. You learn a lot from it. So I was shocked because roommate, when I got terminated, she called me and she said, I just found out. I think she was like already 2 months. I don't know. But she found out she was pregnant. And she was like, yeah, because I'm leaving in like 6 months because I'm pregnant. I found out I was pregnant and I got to leave in like 6 months. And I was like, what? And I said, how y'all all pregnant and just trying to fight each other? Like, what is happening here? So she told me so much that happened there, but I'm not about to. That's another story. If I can reach her, I'm gonna get her on here on my podcast so we can talk about it. But y'all gotta hear these stories. Like it the stuff that happened at Job Corps. Like I have got a dose of reality, like a dose of reality on my own. So that's why it's easy for me to live on my own now because I went out there by myself, away from family and stuff. And even though it's just 2 hours away, it's still cool. It was 2 hours away, but I was on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there. I had to do everything on my own. I had to learn to be independent. So, but when I got back, my parents was they're just not too happy for this. It's like she went out there to get better. When she come back, ain't nothing but the devil. Like my dad was just shocked the way I talked to him. Like he was shocked. It was like, what? Who are you talking to like that? Why you like? What are you doing? And my mom, she just like, it is what it is because you will learn, down the road. You know how parents say you learn down the road when you come to disrespecting your parents and stuff. So, but anyway, I broke all that up to say that when you are on your own and once you learn about the adulthood of everything, um, you get an open eye. Now, I know you guys is like, well, how you? Okay, so I'm gonna say this: how I get to where I am today, like because I had other people in my path. Like people who taught me to do right, and they were basically very patient with it. It's like, yeah, and first off, you need to go to church because you just you just need to go to church, get all that out your system. So I did start going to church in 2004, no 2003, because I got baptized 2003, and then I got baptized 2003, and then I went back to school 2004. I went back to night school so I can get my diploma because I never got my GED, and I graduated 2006 from night school. And that's how I started changing because I had adults and people that was in my life that's basically like, get yourself together, fix that, fix this, stop doing this, stop doing that kind of thing. So I kind of picked myself up and did what I had to do, to get myself together. So anyway, enough of that. I just want to share my experience, and I have more stuff to come. We'll share later on another topic of how my life was at the Job Corps, but we're going to detail another time with that. I just gave y'all my whole experience of Job Corps, not the whole, but some experience from Job Corps. So anyway, now I'm going to jump to this. Funky Dineva made a point. He's on vacation, and what he say yet? I forgot the name of the title. He said Bimmy or Bimini or something like that. I don't know. I might be saying it wrong, but he's on vacation. And, let me see, because I think. Well, anyway, he's on vacation. So he got to talk about when we were like kids and you go outside and you come back out, you smell like the outside and stuff. I'm just going to play this little part when he's talking about that because I really think that's so interesting because I literally say this. Literally, I need to work on this word because I cannot say it. Told my kids that and they was like, what does that mean that you tell us that we smell like the outside? Do you know what the outside smell like? You don't smell like the inside, but you smell like the outside. So I don't know no other way. But Funky Dineva, he's going to talk about it right now. He's going to talk about some different stuff. Then he gonna get to that point. But just listen to him. He's funny. I think he's a funny guy too. Him and Gary with the T, they are funny.
I ain't finna have all y'all over 40 perimenopausal women over there hollering like banshees all night long because they punching out from the bite on these balconies on this cruise, and then I can't never come back. Greece gonna be a good time. They said we need the bros, we need the bros, we need the bros. Just chat.
He's funny.
But yeah, honey, Carousel gonna be a nice time too. We having a really good time. I left the beach early. Honestly, truthfully, being a kid growing up in Miami, I don't ever have to have outside in the sun ever again. I did enough of that growing up, and then once you mix liquor, heat, 1,000 people trying to speak and wave and dance, and they sweaty and smell like children. I was like, I got to go back to my room. It smelled like children out here. Yeah, I know that children smell. You call it either children or sunshine. Yeah, I know what sunshine smell like when y'all kids be outside in the summer all day long, and then all of them come in the kitchen to get something to drink at the same time. Yeah, I know what it smell like when somebody say it smell like children. I said, baby, let me get full all them hoes. Get on the boat and they be smelling like children on the elevator. I don't got that. I don't took that in my linen off of Instagram pants. I can't stand that children smell. That children smell make me want to vomit. Like, honestly and truthfully, I honestly think that I can stand the wet dog smell better than I can children. Ooh. And especially when they preteens, when they going through puberty and they in that in-between phase between children and smelling like grown people. Ooh, children in the summertime is the worst smell. Children in the summertime is the guy. Get your ass in there. Get your ass in there and take a bath. Hurry up. One after the other. Y'all know how it is when we stay at auntie or grandma house.
Let's talk old school, take it back in time before the phones. When the vibes were fine, outside playing till the streetlights came. Every little memory, yeah, we knew the game. From the 80s, 90s, early 2000s days. Candy, music, trends so many ways. If you know, you know. Come take this ride, got them throwback vibes.